So we got only sluts, like I was telling you. You guys know only sluts is basically only sluts, right? It's interesting because if you take any population of women, right, you're always gonna have a mixture, right? You got your super hoes, your super thoughts, and then kind of degrees and degrees less of that up to good girls and stuff like that, right? On OnlyFans, this is 100% sluts. I mean, I don't know how many millions of women are on it or whatever, but that'd be hard. There's not a single girl on there who's not a fucking super skank. You'd be kidding me. A skankaroo, as we called them last year. Like a kangaroo, but a skankaroo. They hop around from penis to penis instead of on their feet. Let's pause on this real quick because I talked to the woman about this yesterday. I went to college at UCF in Orlando from 2006 to 2010, so the final half of the 2000s. Back then, I never heard of sugar babies or any of this bullshit, seeking arrangements, right? That wasn't really a thing back then. I guess it probably was a little bit, but it was not mainstream at all. That has turned into this. The average American woman, 18, 19, 25, 30, whatever the fuck, they view prostitution, monetizing their sexuality for the price of a hamburger. They view that as normal. There are millions of American women who do that shit in secret. Occasionally in the news you see one get caught. She'll be like a nurse or an ambulance. I saw like an ambulance woman driver once, and then she got caught doing OnlyFans and they fired her or something. So that kind of shit happens, but it's like these women, think about how many of your grandmothers would have thought, oh, let me take a picture of my vagina and sell that for $5. Like, this is fucking cuckoo. This is not, if you do this, and these girls, they go on Twitter and shit and they later bitch, right? They're like, oh, these men don't want to date OnlyFans girls. Like, no shit, you're a fucking hooker. Like, most men, I've married a prostitute on accident, but most men do not intentionally date or marry prostitutes. Like, you are a digital hooker. This is not fucking normal. This is not okay. Now, is there always going to be a segment of the population in a free society that does shit like this? Of course. I'm okay with that. But it should be a small percentage of the population, like it traditionally has been, right? The old saying is that prostitution is the oldest profession in the world, the oldest career. That's probably true. I don't particularly have a problem with that as long as it's like a minority of women making stupid choices like that. What we see now, credit to Alexander Cortez, this is not his diagram, but he gave me the idea in 2019 at our convention when he spoke. What he said, basically, he's this kind of a basic bell curve. Sluts and super hoes and 304s and tick thoughts and all this shit, they used to be a small percentage of the population. And then women, now not really men so much a lot, but women would slut shame and keep that behavior, they would suppress it. They would keep it down because it's destructive. Like Michael Foster, I think, was talking to you guys about. Sexuality run amok is destructive to an entire culture. It will collapse nations. It will collapse civilizations. So A.J. Cortez's point in 2019 at our convention is that behavior, pretty recently, right, since the 1960s and even more recently with shit like OnlyFans and Tinder and online dating and this insane hypersexualization of women, all women, right, on a regular, normal basis, that super slut behavior has shifted into the middle of the bell curve. You've probably experienced this, right? Most girls are fucking hoes. By age 20, they fuck 20 guys or more. By age 30, they have a notch count like over 100, 150. This stuff's pretty common. These girls get banged up. That shit doesn't work. You guys, a lot of you are probably familiar with it. You can look it up. Women who have too many sexual partners, they basically lose their ability to pair bond, like a piece of Velcro. Like when you're a kid in your shoe and you do it too many times, it doesn't work anymore. This can happen to men as well, I think. But for women, it happens really fast. These women get banged up, they get used up, and they can't date or marry anymore. It's creating a tidal wave of problems that we haven't even seen the climax of yet. The problems with the tidal wave of single mothers and fatherlessness and the family falling apart, we're maybe in the middle of that. Maybe just past the beginning. There's a long way to go. That hill is going down. That's down for you, going off a fucking cliff. Big problems are still coming. Maybe in the end there'll be some positive outcomes. I'm hopeful, like some of our other speakers, but there's still a lot of pain coming. We haven't seen the end of that shit yet.